When we are away, good start from Luca Marini, second on the grid. A bogged start for It will be Marini that leads, and Bastianini's up to third.
It's Gian Antonio, Steve. He's
there.
Marini just checked up.
He stopped. The bike stopped, and there was contact between.
Meal at the start. Too eager to recover places, tucked the front going into first corner and collected poor old Lorenzo.
And it's Martin, Lowe's, and Martin is just defending just behind Lowe's.
Scenario only better when he went to bed last night, already into that second place, although
behind Jorge Martin. Gardner then getting to grips with things, already got a couple of bike lengths lead.
Niccolo Buliga that got wiped out. The graphic was wrong initially, it was Buliga that got clattered. Of course, they're going to be teammates.
Round turn 15, the final turn here. There's Marco Bezzecchi. He's perfectly in the background there. Luca Marini's now pulling out of the slipstream of his teammate for next year in MotoGP, and will go through. No, late on the brakes is back.
A pretty strong first lap. He's gone up into 9th place from 12th on the grid.
A couple of regrets further back. Baldassari's up into 12th. He started in 17th, below Buliga, but it's immaterial of what we're looking at in terms of the World Championship, right?
Gordon just too eager to make them all back up on the brakes. Lost the front and skittled poor old Buliga.
What an opening couple of laps this is from him. He's 8/10 clear of Bastianini already.
Yeah, it's been a sense.
Some of those there looked like he was pretty close to getting by on Jorge Martin.
Canet jumped the start. Lap penalty.
So all of the championship protagonists are all in one camera shot here. That's good for us. Slightly easier to...
They've just picked up, squeezed through on Bezzecchi and snatches that place straight back. So Fernandez back in 6th.
As you'd expect, a 1 second lead now for Remy Gardner out front. Surely there's a move coming. Luca Marini's had a good long look here for a
threat. Why throw away the championship?
Through goes Sam Lowe's there. He's going to take 2 in 1 up the inside of...
Well, the adrenaline and the painkillers are working so far for Sam Lowe's, that's for sure.
And the hill through World Supersport. Will that help him?
Remy Gardner over the 3, 4, 5.
1 place gained for Marini. And now Sam Lowe's wants to go through on the Ital Trans rider as well.
No point in him just sitting on Bastianini's rear tyre, and Sam Lowe's goes for it as well, down number 5.
This is an excellent start from Sam Lowe's, putting that pain to the back of his mind for Remy Gardner's lead, a second, back to Luca Marini. Then it's Lowe's and Bastianini.
Nice move by Fernandez on the...
There's only one that's going to be helping his teammate, and that's Augusto Fernandez. He's now going up through, or trying...
Morbidelli and Alex Marquez last year, they want to keep their hands on that crown.
And he's having a good look in the back. You're looking at Marini and Lowe.
The inside.
Yeah, I mean, he was littering from the bar.
Squeeze, look at that, on the inside curve braking, that's not going to work out. Sam Lowe's is mighty fortunate.
Wow, he took a front wheel right in the rear
place. Now then, Luca Marini, traditionally in the past, particularly this season, clear track ahead of him. He could be nerve-wracking for Enea Bastianini. Marco Bezzecchi, of course, as well. He'll be Luca Marini. His calculators out down at Ital Trans.
Goodness me, this is a little bit closer for comfort than I'm going to be, I have to be honest. Sam Lowe, this is the start of the race. What happened to... Did he hit neutral?
I was going to say, did it jump out of gear or something?
How close Sam Lowe's is at the moment to becoming the most unlikely world champion.
Bargain up, that's for sure. 4 points adrift, that's all he can do. Win the race and then hope that something happens to
Bastianini as well. Here comes Fernandez then, he goes up into 3rd. Toomad is up there in 2nd and 3rd, but not for long. So then, Bastianini at the moment, the Ital Trans rider.
Standing almost on the foot pegs, lifting his backside out the seat.
Bezzecchi, the interesting detail here, of course, is that he's still got a very, very outside.
Back to the tight line through turn 2. No way back through for Bastianini. Fastest lap of the race has just gone to 2, if he is indeed on the way to Aprilia next year.
Yeah, he's not a million miles away. Group that we're looking at either.
So to this Grand Prix, this final round showdown, 14 points clear of Sam Lowe's in 2nd place.
That Martin a chance to pounce. The number 88 is swarming all over his tail.
Now then,
he's through.
Yeah, he's wide. That was Bastianini. Careful now, because what's the gap back to Lorenzo Baldassari? That's over a second, so no immediate danger from Baldassari.
1.5 to 1 second in the space of just a couple of laps.
Now that's a major issue.
Can you believe what we're seeing?
Boy, does he need to play that Joker card today.
Bastianini then, can he find a way back?
Job that by Enea Bastianini. The gap back Bastianini and Baldassari over the line was 1.17. Really gritting his teeth. What a pain-defying performance this has been so far. But of course, what's keeping him going is the world.
He said to him, look, trust your body. If you don't feel like you can do it. But he said, I've got to put everything into it. He's wide there though.
The mental fortitude to be second in this race at this stage, and the pain threshold is off.
He would have it in the bag, but again, here comes Jorge Martin trying to find a way through. The gap back to then Baldassarri.
Ball with Jorge Martin. Is he going to fire up the inside? Enea Bastianini down into the first corner.
Ducati's Remy Gardner fights back on Augusto Fernandez into turn 4.
Yeah, that was brilliant out of this Portuguese Grand Prix.
Downhill into the dip at turn 5.
Isn't he, Enea Bastianini? Particularly, the key information for him, he can see Marie behind. If Baldassarri and Nagashima can get on his case, then he's going to be in trouble, because he's got that 3-point buffer at the wide. That right hand, it's so troublesome, and he was really, really wide there, wasn't it?
Is now on his case, and Gardner should, on the slipstream here, power through and on by Sam Lowes, who'll struggle to... The pain must be awful. He goes back to 3rd place. Gardner back up.
I mean, he looked so good, didn't he? The brilliant wins in Le Mans, the stunning dominant performances in the 2 Aragon weekend in Valencia, of course, which came hot on the heels of the crash out of 2nd place in Valencia 1. It just went wrong.
On the grid, he's up into 4th. Championship still Bastianini's. He'd win it by 3.
It would take another 1,000 times. You'll not make a better job of what Jorge Martin did there.
So Bastianini is pushed back to 7th.
And Ramirez involved too. If they just do a rhythm themselves, they might have a chance of catching up. Gardner, what a
Bastianini's taking some risks here, but again on the brakes, lovely into turn 1. He goes back through on Martin.
Well, they're coming to the stage of his front wheel ahead of the Italian, but not able to make them.
Getting to that point in the race where tyres cap a cliff, and we don't really know what we're getting. This is close here from Martin.
Martin's made a mistake somewhere as well, because he's lost contact with Bastianini. Breathing space, well, more than a bit of breathing space.
Bezzecchi, and then it's Bastianini, and yeah, Martin, don't know what happened there, but we'll have a look back at it in a moment.
Right.
To go, as it stands, it's job done for Enea Bastianini.
Gardner yet again was 3/10 quicker than Luca Marini.
That last lap was Sam Lowes.
Unbelievable.
How is he doing this?
How did he find a full
with Bezzecchi and Fernandez? Martin, after that mistake or whatever it was that had happened, has now got 1.3 seconds to find. Just a quick word on Sam Lowes whilst we're at this stage of the race. I mean, isn't it?
Couldn't agree more.
Half a second clear of Bastianini, and Remy Gardner's responded.
P1, but the gap now just a bike length. Fascinating, isn't it? This World Championship in Moto2.
They're all going down fighting, then they can.
Absolutely.
To try and get over ahead.
Great for Sam Lowes in 3rd.
Yeah, Gardner down to the mid 43s, and that looks like it might have compromised his bid to go with Enea Bastianini and then try.
Be encouraged that he can still do, and he'll hope that they engage in battle pretty shortly, because if Sam Lowes can get
touching distance of the race leader after what, 16 and a half laps, he did the slipstream.
Oh, he's struggled to keep the front wheel down over the Cresto, and that's given Marini back to go through on Augusto Fernandez, and it was a good lap there from Bastianini, so that gives him a little bit more.
To be crucial. He's run the points. It's an old cliche, points make prizes. Well, it could be the ultimate prize. The
4th, that's the World Championship sewn up. 4th or
extra special late on in and get ahead of Gardner and of course, as Steve mentioned, he would take the crown by virtue of the fact he's won more races. So it's still, it looked like he was almost sat up.
5 laps remain here in Portugal. The problem for Marini is that Gardner plays no part in the World Championship. It's about the World Championship or who it goes to. Massive moment on the rear there for the number 22.
And you know what, just the way that you could just almost see him grimacing under that visor. We're grimacing in the commentary box right now.
Andy Izdahar has crashed out of his last race in Moto. I mean, look at that. Augusto Fernandez is doing marvellous work as a wingman for his teammate Sam Lowes at the moment.
Attention too, and you can't rule out Joe Roberts, who's got great rhythm.
Here comes Gardner again, he's just struggling over that crest.
That's hard and almost quicker than Remy Gardner ahead of him. Bastianini to
claw some time back right now as they just stay 1 and 2. It's harder work to close that 0.8 of a second gap down.
Tiny mistake by Lowes when that rear just stepped out from underneath him at 3rd. Joe Roberts is on the charge now. He's got within a second of Bastianini, and Roberts is he's doing a sensational job of keeping that rear tyre. Now then, Gardner again, let's track him through this final call
out because he's so fast there, but then he can't get into the slipstream. He is now though. Surely Gardner's going to have a look.
He's 0.2 faster than Luca Marini. Jorge Martin just past Augusto Fernandez.
He's world champion.
Yeah, Marini needs a favour now from Bezzecchi, doesn't he? Needs some help from his teammate to keep himself pulled into the pits.
Over the crest at turn 8, through turn back.
All weekend, well, we've seen evidence of that. Again, Remy Gardner unable to...
Got to have a look surely into turn 3. Here's Bastianini at the moment, Bezzecchi in 5th. Turn 3, Gardner has gone through. He leads the Grand Prix with 2 laps remaining.
And Lucas retaliating down the hill over into turn 5.
Sideways!
That was close.
Speedway into turn 5.
Not knowing what's going on behind him, Luca Marini knows he has to take these 5 points. He has to take these 5 points. Nothing for the Aussie.
The Sydney boy is on the brink here of his first.
And now surely there will never be a better opportunity for Remy Gardner to follow in the footsteps of a second. This man has long gone. He's timed this absolutely brilliantly. What a ride this is for Remy Gardner. His farewell.
He has dug so deep, the Mike VDS rider.
Astonishing. Full of admiration for Sam Lowe. Yeah, it is. He doesn't need to make any aggressive move on Marco Bezzecchi. He's wide.
Done it! Number 87, Remy Gardner is a Grand Prix winner! Luca Marini Bastianini is the Moto2 world champion!
What a race!